Hello Pinnacle Babies, our future CPAs. Let's discuss AFAR first pre-boards. As you can see, sinulat ko lahat ng solutions on the board para mas maging efficient yung discussion natin. Please bear with me. Medyo maliit yung handwriting ko pero don't worry, i-explain ko naman yan per item, okay? Sige, so let's go to number 1. Which of the following will decrease the capital balance of a partner? So decrease yung tinatanong sa atin. A, share in partnership income, increase yan. Letter B, advances made by a partner, no effect. Letter C, share in the upward revaluation of a partnership's assets, increase. Therefore, none of the above. Okay? So, walang decrease dyan. Letter D tayo for number 1. Number 2, statement 1, temporary drawings of a partner do not affect their ending capital balance. Mali yan, decrease yan because every end of the year, kino-close natin yung drawings to the capital accounts. Statement 2, temporary drawings of a partner do not affect their weighted average capital. Tama naman yan. Yung permanent drawings sa inyo may effect sa weighted average capital. Letter B, only statement 2 is true. Number 3, which of the following transactions will not affect the capital balance of a partner? Share of the partnership in net loss, decrease. Letter B, receipt of bonus by a partner from another partner, increase yan. Letter C, loans made by the partnership to a partner, yan. Walang effect yan. Okay? Letter C tayo for number 3. Yung letter D naman, additional investment, increase naman sa capital yan. Let's go to number 4. Statement 1. All the original partners will share in the gain or loss on asset revaluation in case one of the partners withdrew from the partnership. That's correct. Statement 2. All the partners, dapat yan, excluding the new partner, will share in the gain or loss on asset revaluation in case a new partner is admitted to the partnership. So dapat excluding, so that's true and false. Letter A tayo. Only statement 1 is true. Number 5, what is the main reason for the difference between reported net income and the true net income of the branch? So we know, yun yung because of overstatement of the branch's cost of sales for goods coming from the home office. So sa coming from outside this, wala tayong problema dyan. So letter D yung sagot natin dyan for number 5. Number 6, the cost of normal spoilage attributed to exacting specifications. Well, tataas yung unit cost natin dyan. I-charge natin sa WIP and eventually sa cost sa finished goods. Letter C tayo dyan, included in the cost of finished goods. Number 7, if a partner with a debit balance during liquidation is personally solvent. So kapag solvent, meron pang ability na mag-invest additionally into the partnership. So sagot mo dyan, letter D, partner must invest additional assets in the partnership. Okay, number 8, statement 1. A home office records shipments to its branch at billed prices and adjusts the allowance for overvaluation of inventory or AOI account at year-end. When this approach is used, the AOI account in the separate books of the home office will always be zero at year-end. Mali yan, hindi separate books. Dapat in the combined financial statements, dun mag-zero yung AOI. Statement 2, if an AOI account is used, the shipments to branch is equal to the actual cost, tama naman yan, to the branch, whereas the shipments from the home office at billed price naman yun, which is basically yung cost plus yung unrealized profit. So tama yung statement 2. False and true, letter C tayo for number 8. Number 9, when secured creditor is not fully settled after foreclosure, o ibig sabihin, partially secured yan. The remaining portion, punta ka sa letter D, is classified as an unsecured liability without priority. Yan yung unsecured portion of partially secured. Number 10, when the home office ships merchandise to the branch at billed prices, the credit to shipments to branch is at, we know it's at cost, pero may nilagay akong pang lito dyan, yung freight. Sinasama ba natin yung freight dun sa shipments to branch? Well, tingnan natin class yung entries. So, dito sa book sa home office, naglagay ako ng assume amounts. Credit shipments to branch at cost 100. And then, let's say may markup na 20%, AOI 20, and then yung freight, babayaran ni home office 10. So, kung total yan is 130, yun yung debit investment in branch. Okay? Sa books naman ni branch, debit shipments from home office, basically yung shipments to at AOI na 120, debit freight in na 10, and credit home office na 130. So, ang taon dito, class, how much daw yung credit to shipments? Basically, 100 yan. Okay? So, at cost pa rin. Hindi mo isasama yung freight. Okay? Credit to cash kasi yung freight na 10 pesos dito. So, sagot mo dyan, class, for number 10 is letter D. Okay, 11 and 12, ito siya. Okay, so, meron tayong reconciliation. So, tingnan natin. On December 31, the investment in branch on the home office book showed a balance of 168,000. So, yun yung unadjusted balance ng investment in branch account. The following are sa transactions. Letter A, merchandise billed at 12/3 was shipped by the home office to the branch. The merchandise is in transit and has not been recognized on the books of the branch. So, hindi pa na-recognize si branch yung shipments of the home office. So, mag-plus 12,500 tayo in the books of the branch. Okay? And then, sorry, that's 12,300. 12,300. Next natin, letter B. The branch collected a home office accounts receivable of 50,000 but failed to notify the home office of this collection. So, yung entry in the books of the branch, debit cash, credit home office. Okay, home office naman, debit investment in branch, credit accounts receivable. So, dapat i-debit yung investment in branch plus 50,000 tayo. Para siyang remittance ni home office to the branch. Okay? Letter C, the home office was charged 12/8 when the branch returned merchandise to the home office. The merchandise is in transit. Binalik ni branch yung merchandise to home office. Bawasan natin yan, 12,800. And the home office recorded incorrectly the branch net income 22.5. The branch reported net income 25.2. Yung difference is 2.7. Ibig sabihin, class, kulang yung ni-recognize na income ni home office, 2,700. So mag-plus 2.7 tayo. Okay? So compute natin yung adjusted balance. 168,000 plus 50,000 minus 12.8 plus 2.7, makukuha mo dyan 207,900. Kaya sagot mo dyan sa number 11, letter D, 207,900. And then, ang tanong sa number 12, unadjusted balance. So copy-paste mo yan, 207,900 dahil dapat equal sila lagi. And then work back tayo, minus 12.3, makukuha mo 195,600, letter D, the unadjusted balance of the home office account. Okay? Sige, 13 and 14, home office and branch pa rin tayo. So, yung solution natin is this one. Okay, kasama to. Sige, so tingnan natin, class. Selected items from the records of the home office and its branch are as follows. So, meron tayong mag-given. Tingin tayo dun sa shipments. Shipments to branch, 75,000. So, lagyan natin siya dyan. Shipments from home office, 93,750. Siyempre, difference sila. Yung AOI. 93,750 minus 75,000, you get 18,750. 18,750, divide natin yan sa cost na 75,000. Ibig sabihin, class, yung markup natin is 25% above cost. Okay? So next, may AOI na given dyan, 19,750. Alam natin, kapag may AOI na given, yun yung nasa under goods available for sale, 19,750. Okay? So minus natin yan, 19,750 minus 18,750, makukuha mo dyan is 1,000. Alright? Now, tingin tayo sa second paragraph. There are no shipments in transit. 40% of the branch inventory at year-end is acquired from outside suppliers. Kung titignan mo sa books ni branch, yung ending inventory dyan is 10,875. Multiply mo sa 40%, makuha mo dyan 4,350. Okay? Kasi sabi dyan, 40% daw galing sa outsiders. Therefore, yung 60%, 6,525, galing sa home office yan. So, yung 6,525, lalagay ko siya dito sa 6,525. Lalagay natin siya dito sa ending inventory at build price. Okay? 6,525. Ngayon, alam natin na yung markup is 25%. 6,525 divided by 1.25, makukuha mo dyan, class, is 5,220. Alright? So, difference sila, AUI, 1,305. So, meron ang goods available for sale, meron ang ending inventory. Ang tanong dyan, actually, dun sa number 13 is, the amount of inter-office inventory profit realized from branch sales to outsiders. So basically, how much na yung AOI in the cost of goods sold? Na-compute natin is 18,445. Letter C tayo for number 13. Okay? And then, let's continue reading. Second paragraph. The beginning inventory of the branch from the home office at actual cost is 5,000. And the beginning inventory of the branch from outside suppliers, 2,000. So from outside suppliers, 2,000. From home office at cost, nakalagay na at cost is 5,000. Therefore, yung beginning inventory na total ni branch is 7,000. So yung 5,000 at cost na daw yan, lagay mo dito. Okay? And then may 1,000 ka na AOI. Alam natin, class, yung cost plus AOI, yun yung build price na 6,000. Add mo sila, 5,000 plus 75, that's 80,000. 6,000 plus 93,750, 99,750. Na-compute natin earlier yung ending inventory. Therefore, makukompute natin yung cost of goods sold at cost at build price. Okay? Now, syempre, huwag natin kalimutan, class, yung from outsiders. Beginning inventory from outsiders, 2,000. Nilagay natin dito. Merong purchases si branch given sa problem, 30,000. Minus ending inventory na na-compute natin earlier is 4,350. Cost of goods sold from outsiders, 27,650. Take note, ang tanong sa number 14 is the combined cost of goods sold of the branch to be reported in the combined financial statements. Ibig sabihin, pagkasamahin natin yung at cost na 74,780 and yung from outside na 27,650, pag in-add mo yung class, makukuha mo is 102,430. Letter C tayo for number 14. Okay, number 15. If at the end of an accounting period, the balance of the investment in branch in the accounting records is 20,000 And the balance of the home office naman is 25,500. Ano daw yung explanation ng difference na 5,500? Tama ba, class? Yung investment in branch, mas mababa siya sa home office account. Okay? So, paano mangyayari yun? Punta ka dun sa letter B or boy. Net income of branch not recorded by the home office. So, hindi pa nare-record ni home office yung debit investment in branch, credit income from branch, kaya mas mababa yung investment in branch account. Letter B tayo for number 15. Number 16, statement 1, fully secured creditors will always receive a settlement at least equal to the amount due to them. O, tama naman niya. So, statement 1 natin is true. Statement 2, assets pledged to partially secured creditors may have an excess free portion. Wala. Ang merong excess free portion ay yung fully secured. Okay? Pag mas mataas yung NRV ng asset, dun sa liability, yung difference nila, ayun, free portion yon. So, false yan. Unsecured creditors with priority are not secured but are mandated by law to be paid first. Tama naman yan. So, true, false, true. Letter B tayo, only 2 statements are correct for number 16. Number 17 and 18, magti-T account tayo dyan, class. So, ang tanong sa number 17 is how much daw yung total manufacturing cost? And number 18, how much daw yung raw materials purchased? Okay? So, may tayong T accounts for RM, WIP, and FG. Okay, so raw materials muna tayo. Nakalagay dyan, may given na siya, 40,000 beginning, 50,000 ending. So, sinulat lang natin sa T account natin yan. Yung WIP, 25,000 beginning, 35,000 ending. FG naman, 60,000 beginning, 70,000 ending. And then, nakalagay dyan, class, may cost of goods sold na given sa atin. Usually, yung pinapa-compute sa atin. So, pinapa-work back tayo. Tama ba ang cost of goods sold? Dalagay mo sa credit ng finished goods. Okay? So, solve for X, 70,000 plus 378 minus 60, you have 388,000. Ano tawag natin sa 388,000? Iyan yung COGM natin. Tama? Yung COGM, alam natin, iyan yung credit sa WIP. Okay? So, ipasok mo yan dito sa credit ng WIP. Therefore, 35,000 plus 388 minus beginning na 25, 398,000. Ang tawag natin dyan is the total manufacturing cost. Kaya sagot mo sa number 17 is letter D, 398,000. That's our total manufacturing cost. And take note, class, na ang tanong sa 18 is raw materials purchased, hindi yung used, ha? So, kung ito yung total manufacturing cost na 398,000 and given tayo ng direct labor and overhead, i-minus mo yan. Kasi ang total manufacturing cost, ang kasama dyan, raw materials used, labor, and overhead. So, ibig sabihin, class, yung total manufacturing cost, pag minus mo yung labor and overhead, makukuha mo yung raw materials used. Huwag mo isasagot yan kasi ang tanong sa atin is purchased. Yung 170, yan ay ilagay mo sa credit. Okay? 50,000 ending plus 170 minus 140, 180,000 yan yung raw materials purchased. Letter B tayo for number 18. Alright. Sige. Numbers 19 to 21. Ayan. 19 to 21 natin is this one. Okay? Partnership operation. On April 1, ingat ka, dun pa lang. So, April 1, ibig sabihin, class, ang pinag-uusapan na natin is from April to December or 9 months. Okay? ABC 4B partnership with capital contributions, 2 million, 5 million, 3 million. Yan yung initial contributions nila. The partners agreed that profit or loss shall be distributed accordingly. 20% interest based on original capital contribution. So, ginawa ko dyan, class, for partner A, ang kinontribute niya is 2 million. Okay? 2 million times 20%, times 9 over 12. Huwag mo kalimutan yung 9 over 12. Kaya ako na-compute yung 300,000. Si partner B naman, 5 million times 20% times 9 over 12, that's 750. Si partner C, 3 million times 20% times 9 over 12, 450. Inad ko lang, nakuha ko yung 1.5 million. Okay? Bullet number 2, 120,000 quarterly salary for A. Meron tayong 4 na quarters sa isang taon. Pero take note, April na tayo nagsimula. So may 3 quarters na lang, tama? Quarterly salary, 120,000 times 3, 360,000 yan. No, yan naman yung possible na trick dyan. Kapag hindi sa start, January 1 yung start ng year. Okay? And then, monthly salary daw for C. Ilang months na lang yun? 9 months. So, 30,000 per month times 9, that is 270,000. Total mo sila, 630. Okay? Ngayon dito, medyo may workback na nangyari dito. No? So, ang PNL nila, 2:5:3. And then, ABC made withdrawals 500, 1 million, and 200. Nilagay ko lang yan sa T account nila. So, si A, nag-withdraw ng 500. Si B, 1 million. Si C, 200,000. Okay? And take note na yung beginning balance nila, si A nag-invest ng 2 million. Si B, 5 million. Si C naman ay 3 million. Okay? And then, during the year, B's capital balance on December 31 is 6.5 million. Tama ba, class? Ito daw yung ending balance ni B. So, ibig sabihin, solve for X tayo. May beginning siya, nag-withdraw. tapos may ending na 6.5, yung 2.5 million, iyan class yung share ni B sa net income. Kuha yan. So 2.5 million, lalagay ko siya dito. Alright? So merong 750 si B, tapos ang total daw ay 2.5. Ibig sabihin, ang share ni B sa remainder ay 1,750,000. Kuha yan. Pero take note, si B ay 50% yung PNL niya. Ngayon, pag dinivide mo yung 1,750,000 by 50%, makukuha mo 3.5 million, which is the total remainder. 3.5 million times 20%, makukuha mo 700,000 for A. 3.5 million times 30%, 1,050,000 for C. Okay? Add mo silang lahat, ito yung total na share sa net income ni A, B, and C. And ang tanong sa atin sa number 19 class, how much is the partnership net income? Siyempre, ang partnership net income ay nasa dulo. 5,630,000, letter D tayo for number 19. Okay? And then, number 20, how much is the capital balance of A? So, beginning, minus withdrawal, and then yung share niya sa net income, ending balance ni A, 2,860,000, letter B tayo for number 20. And then, for number 21, how much is the capital balance of C? Beginning 3 million, withdrawal na 200, meron share net income na 1,770, ibig sabihin class, ending balance of C, 4,570,000, letter A tayo for number 21. Okay, next natin is 22 and 23. This is about cash settlement. So, tingnan natin class. Okay, so formation. Okay, M&O form a partnership on January 1. Sa yung solution natin dyan, sir, ito. Okay. Ngayon, meron yung cash inventory, equipment, furniture, and fixtures. So, meron tayong total. Wala naman nilagay na liabilities pa. So, nilagay ko lang siya. Kinapi ko lang. Total. Yung capital nila. 148,700, 477,050, and 323,750. Okay? For partners M&O. The equipment contributed by M has a mortgage of 200,000 which M decided to settle using his personal assets. Tama ba, class? Hindi inassume ng partnership. Ibig sabihin, walang effect dun sa total capital ng partnership. Okay? It was also agreed that M's furniture and fixtures will be adjusted due to under depreciation. Pag under depreciation, kulang yung depreciation, therefore overstated. Okay, overstated siya, yung carrying amount. Kailangan natin bawasan. So, minus 30 kay M. Alright? And then, 80,000 of the cash contribution of O came from a personal loan. Personal loan yun, hindi naman loan in partnership. So, wala ring epekto sa atin yan. Panlito lang yan. Furthermore, the partners agreed to equalize their interest. Cash settlement among the partners is to be made outside the partnership. So, ganito ginawa ko, class. Si M lang yung merong adjustment sa capital. 148,700 minus yung under depreciation, adjusted niya 145,700. Plus natin si N, 477,050, plus si O na 323,750. Tama ba, class? Ang total capital ng partnership ay 225,800. I-equalize daw nila. So, divide natin by 3. Divide by 3, 752,767 per partner. Actually, ang tanong sa number 22, how much will be credited to the capital account of M? 752,767, letter C tayo for number 22. And then, so, nangyari dyan, ang ginawa ko, kinapi ko lang. Right? Kinapi ko lang. Ito yung in-invest nila. Kinumpare ko dun sa credit sa kanila na 752,767. Okay, compare natin siya. So, si M, meron siyang positive na 704,733. Si N naman, meron siyang negative, minus ko sila, 275,717. Si O naman, meron siyang negative 429,017. Ano ibig sabihin niyan? Ibig sabihin niyan, class, si N at si O, since may negative sila, kailangan magbayad sila kay M. How much? Si N, kailangan niyang bayaran ng 275,717. Si M, si O naman, kailangan niya magbayad ng 429,017 kay M. Okay? Outside of the partnership. So, among the choices, ang consistent lang yung class, letter D or dog for number 23. N pays a total of 275,717 to M. Letter D tayo for number 23. Okay, so 23, okay na yan. And then, 24, 25, ito, madali lang to. So, this is retirement, no? Retirement. So, concentrate ka lang dito. GHI formed GHI partnership. After operating for 5 years, G decided to withdraw from the partnership. So, yung capital balance sila, 406,000 for G. Kay H naman is 448 and kay I naman is 539,000. Okay? The partners' total assets amounted to 3,150,000, but the partners agreed that an equipment was under-depreciated by 105,000. Ibig sabihin, class, under-depreciated, overstated yung assets. Kailangan natin ibawas yan. Alright? So, 105,000, allocate natin using their P&L ratio, 2:4:4. So, minus 21,000 for G, minus 42,000 for H, minus 42,000 for I. And then, G was paid 372,400. Complete natin class yung adjusted capital balance nila. For G, 385. For H, 406. Kay I naman, 497. Nag-retire si G. Ang binayad sa kanya, 372,400. Tama ba class? Ang capital niya is 385. Ang binayad sa kanya, 372,400. Difference is 12,600. Ang tawag natin dyan is bonus. Okay? Kayo may bonus. Well, may bonus dun sa remaining partners. Because mas mababa yung binayad dun sa dapat na binayad kay G na 385,000. Allocate natin yung 12,600, 4:4 or equal sila. 6,300 and 6,300. Ibig sabihin class, yung capital balance ni H, 406,000 plus 6,300, that would be 412,300. So letter B tayo for number 24. And then for partner I naman, si partner I, meron siyang 497,000 plus 6,300, 503,300. Letter C naman tayo for number 25. Okay, and then numbers 26 and 27, dito naman ay liquidation. So, nasa solution natin ito. Okay, I'm not sure kung kita nyo to, pero babasahin ko siya later ha, para di kayo ma-confuse. So, ito yung solution natin for numbers 26 and 27. The balance sheet of JKL, end of fiscal year. So, may capital and take note, may mga loans dyan. So, i-offset na natin. Si J, capital 1,080,000. So, sinulat ko siya. P&L ratio nila, 50%, 30%, 20%. Si K, meron siyang capital ng 720 and take note, meron nakalagay na loan to K. Nasa asset side, i-minus mo yan. 720 minus 120, 600,000. Si L, meron siyang 360, meron loan from L na 240, add mo siya. 360 plus 240, 600,000 din yan. Okay, so partner L received 216,000 on the distribution and liquidation expenses of 48,000 were incurred and paid. O syempre, may liquidation expense. Allocate muna natin. 48,000, allocate natin using their P&L ratio, 50%, 30%, 20%. 24,000 for J, negative. 14,000 for K, negative. And for L naman, 9,600. Okay? Ngayon, tingnan mo mabuti ito ha. So si partner L, naka-receive doon siya ng 216,000. Tama ba class? Kung ano yung ending balance yan, yun dapat yung marireceive niyang cash. 216. So, ibig sabihin class, si L, meron siyang 600 na beginning, may minus 96 sa share ng liquidation expense. Ngayon, dapat mag-negative dyan. Okay? Para maging 216,000. Ano ibig sabihin ng negative? Loss yun. Okay? Pero yung loss na yun ay 20% lang ng total loss kasi 20% yung P&L ratio ni L. So, dinivide ko siya, 374,400 divided by 20%. Nakuha ko dito is 1,872,000, which is the total loss or yung 100% na loss. Ano ba yung tanong sa atin? Ang tanong sa ating class ay, so, how much is the proceeds? Tama ba kung may loss ka na 1,872, tingin ka dun sa balance sheet, nakita mo yung other assets, yun yung book value, tama? I-compare natin yan. So, may 3,120,000. So, gagawin ko dyan class, pag minus ko yung dalawa na yan, okay, yung difference ng dalawa, 3,120 and 1,872, ang proceeds ko dapat dyan, or kung magkano ko nabenta yung assets, ay 1,248,000. Tama ba kasi? Kung nabenta ko siya ng 1,248, at ang carrying amount niya is 3,120, yung difference on loss yun, na 1,872. So, sagot natin dyan, 1,248,000, letter C tayo for number 26. 27, what is the amount of cash distribution to K? So, alam natin class na ang total loss ay 1,872,000. Allocate lang natin yan to the three partners. For J, 50%, 936,000. For K, 30%, 561,600. Ngayon, pag tinignan mo yung ending balances sila, positive lahat. So, si J, 120,000. Si K, 24. Si L naman ay 216. Ang tanong sa atin is si K, therefore, 24,000 yan. Since positive lahat, di mo kailangan mag-absorb. Pag negative yan, kailangan mag-absorb. So, dito, 24,000. Letter A tayo for number 27. 29. When a partner retires from the partnership and the final settlement exceeds his capital balance, so mas malaki yung binayad mo kaysa sa capital niya. O ibig sabihin, may bonus dun sa retiring partner. Tama? Under the bonus method, the excess, punta dun sa letter B, reduces the capital balance of the remaining. Okay naman. Kapag may bonus sa retiring, mababawasan yung capital ng remaining. Pag may bonus naman dun sa remaining, tataas yung capital nila. So dito, letter B tayo, reduces the capital balance of the remaining partners. Okay, let's go to number 29. If a new partner acquires partnership interest directly from the partners, ano ibig sabihin nun? Purchase of interest. Rather than from the partnership itself, punta ka sa letter D. The existing partner's capital accounts should be reduced and the new partner's account increase. Ano tawag doon? Transfer of capital. Okay? Letter D tayo for number 29. Number 30, doon naman tayo sa JIT. Okay, simpleng computation lang yan. Tax Corporation uses backflash costing and also uses the MIP account. So, nag-T account tayo sa MIP for its materials. Raw materials purchased, syempre sa debit yan, 2,550,000. And then may conversion cost incurred tayo and may applied conversion cost. Syempre, applied yung gagamitin natin. Increase in MIP account, 12,000. So, pag increase, 0 beginning, 12,000 yung ending. Tama ba? Solve for X tayo. 2,550 minus 12, yung direct materials used natin ay 2,538,000. And then, add mo yung applied conversion cost, which is yung 19,875. Ibig sabihin, sagot mo dito, class, 2,557, 875, letter B tayo for number 30. Okay, 31. Initially, a partner's interest in a partnership is generally equal to, well, fair market value of assets minus fair market value of liabilities, or letter D tayo, net assets contributed at fair market value. For number 31, letter D. Number 32, salaries to partners typically should be, well, device lang yan or tool natin kung paano mag-allocate ng income to the partners. Letter A tayo for number 32, a device for sharing net income. Number 33, this is about job order costing na merong rework. Okay, so may defective units. Ito yung solution natin dyan. MS company incurred the following costs for the manufacture of 200 units. So, in 200, syempre, yung denominator mo. Okay? Direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. Add mo silang lahat, 13,200 plus 16,000 plus 24, 53,200. Alright? And then, kung makikita mo, class, may ni-rework dyan, 10 units. Materials, 2,000, labor, 3,200. Walang overhead. Hindi pwedeng walang overhead. Dapat computin natin yan. Nakalagay dyan, class, the predetermined overhead rate is based on direct labor cost. Pag titingin ka sa taas, yung factory overhead is 24,000. And then yung labor is 16. Pag dinivide mo yan, 24,000 divided by 16,000, 150% yan. So, ibig sabihin, yung rework mo na 3,200 na labor times 1.5, yung overhead mo is 4,800. Okay? So, materials 2,000, labor 3,200, 4,800 na overhead, ang total mo doon ay 10,000. Okay? Ngayon, dinivide ko sa 200. 200 pa rin, hindi 190. Kasi rework yan eh. Pagka ni-rework mo, good units pa rin yan. Okay? So, makukuha ko dyan, 316, letter D tayo for number 33. And then, 34 naman, class, dito naman ay merong pinagsabay natin. So, meron defective units at may spoiled units. So, ito yung solution natin for number 34. FAR company manufactures construction tools to the exacting specifications of various customers. During the year, Job 102 for the production of 11 units was completed. So, yung total units natin, class, ay 1,100. Okay? And then, may materials tayo, labor and overhead. Add natin yan. 10 plus 8 plus 12, 30 yung unit cost natin. 30 pesos. Final inspection disclosed 50 defective units and 100 na spoiled. Tama ba, class? Kung 100 yung spoiled mo, 11 minus 100, 1,000 yung good units mo. Kasi yung defective units, after incurring rework cost, naging good units yan. Okay? So, compute natin, class, kung how much yung unit cost. Yun yung tanong sa atin. So, ginawa ko dito, yung spoiled units sa 100, minultiply ko sa unit cost na 30, 3,000. Yung good units, 1,000 times 30, 30,000. Okay? Paano natin kukumputin yung unit cost? WIP over number of good units. So, yung WIP muna natin sa good units, 30,000. And then, don't forget na may ni-rework dito, nakalagay 500 pesos. Pag tumingin ka sa first sentence, exacting specifications. Ibig sabihin, normal specific yan. So, plus 500, plus spoiled units sa 3,000. But take note, yung spoiled units na yan, may nakabenta naman tayo for 1,500. Since sa benta mo yan, ibawas mo sa cost. So, 30,000 plus 500 plus 3,000 minus 1,500, i-divide mo sa 1,000 units, yung good units, 32 sagot mo dyan, letter C for number 34. Okay? 35, 36, partnership liquidation. So, focus lang kayo dito, class. Tignan natin. So, balance sheet of XYZ at the end of the year. So, tignan natin. So, si X, meron siyang 45,000. Si Y, meron siyang, take note, si Y, 30,000, pero meron loan to Y. Nakita nyo, nasa asset side. So, i-minus mo yun. 30 minus 5 is 25,000. Si Z naman, class, may 15 at may loan from Z na 10, 25,000. I-divide natin sa P&L ratio nila. Si X ay 30%, si Y 50%, si Z ay 20%. Makukuha mo dyan 150 for X, 50 for Y, and Z naman ay 125,000. Ang tanong sa number 35, which partner is the most vulnerable? Yung most vulnerable nating class ay yung pinakamaliit na amount, okay? Which is si Y na 50,000. Letter B tayo, Y tayo for number 35. 36, if the total amount of 7,500 is available for distribution, paano daw i-distribute yung 7,500? So, ganito ginawa ko dyan. Copy-paste. 45,000, 25, and 25. Eliminate muna natin si Y. Pag-multiply tayo ng 50,000 to the three partners using their P&L ratio. 30% for X, 50% for Y, and kay Z naman ay 20%. So si X, ang makukuha mo ng capital dyan is 30,000. Eliminated na si Y, si Z naman ay 15,000. Okay? Ngayon, sino ba yung next na vulnerable dyan? Si Z, kasi number 2 siya. Okay? Ngayon, kailangan ma-eliminate natin yung 15,000. Paano mo sir i-eliminate yan? Ang natitirang P&L ratio sa atin, 30% sa X ay, and then 20% si Z, or 50%. So, ginawa ko, 15,000 times, grinos up ko siya. Okay? Or nag-work back ako. Kung 2 over 5 si Z, gagawin ko siyang 5 over 2. 15,000 times 5 over 2, 37,500. 37,500 times 3 over 5, ang share ni X, 22,500. Si Z naman, 37,500 times 2 over 5, 15,000. So, 0 na si Z, si X naman ay 7,500. Ang tanong dito, if the total amount of 7,500 is available, 7,500 lang daw ang i-distribute. Tama ba, class? So, first priority, 7,500 sa X. Ibig sabihin, si Y at Z, wala silang marireceive. Ang sagot mo dyan, letter D, 7,500 sa X, si Y ay 0, si Z ay 0. Okay, number 37, which of the following is most likely to use process costing system? Yung B, C, and D, job order yan. Ang process costing sa atin is letter A for number 37, cement manufacturer. Number 38, in process costing system using FIFO, the percentage of completion with respect to conversion cost is included in the calculation of, well, actually, pareho yan. WIP beginning, WIP ending, FIFO method yan. So, important sa atin yung percentage of completion nila. Letter B tayo for number 38. Okay? And then, numbers 39 and 40, process costing, pero simple lang. Ang solution natin dyan ay 39 and 40. Ito yung solution natin sa taas. Pinnacle Corporation's costing system uses two cost categories, materials and conversion costs. Direct materials are added at the beginning of the process. Conversion costs are allocated evenly. Weighted average costing and wala daw spoiled units. Ang mas madali. The following information are available. Data for assembly, 250 units. And then take note, meron dyan units started. So, ibig sabihin class, WIP beginning na 250 plus mo yung started na 800. Therefore, ang total units to account for natin is 1,050. So, syempre, yan din yung total units accounted for natin. Nakita mo sa middle portion, may nakalagay work in process December 31, 150. Iyan yung WIP end natin. So, WIP end mo 150. So, ibig sabihin class, 1,050 minus 150, automatic yung difference yan, finished goods na 900 because wala daw spoiled units. Wala ka normal spoilage, wala ka abnormal spoilage. Okay? So, materials are added at the beginning. So, ibig sabihin, 100% yung materials. EUP na materials, also 1,050. Ngayon, tingin ka sa middle portion, yung WIP end natin, yung conversion cost niya ay 75%. 100% sa materials. Ngayon, pag kinumpute mo yung EUP ng conversion cost, makukuha mo dyan 1012.5. Okay? Now, ang tanong sa number 39, what is the direct materials cost per EUP? So, since weighted average yan, yung cost ng WIP beginning, sasama natin. Doon tayo sa materials, 9,000. Beginning natin, 90,000 pala. Okay, so that's 90,000. Plus mo yung 500,000 na current sa materials, i-divide mo sa EUP na 1,050, makukuha mo dyan class, 561.9, therefore letter A tayo for number 39. Number 40 naman, how much do yung conversion cost assigned to WIP ending? Okay, so ginawa ko sa conversion cost, kinumpute ko din yung cost per EUP. Yung beginning, 135,000, plus yung current na 500, i-divide mo sa EUP na 1012.5, makukuha mo class na cost per EUP for the conversion cost is 627.16. Ang tanong dyan is, how much do yung conversion cost assigned to WIP end? Ang gagawin ko lang dyan, yung WIP end natin ay 112.5. Tama? So, 112.5, multiply ko lang sa conversion cost per EUP na 627.16. Makukuha ko dyan 70,555.5. Letter B for number 40. Okay, for number 41, what is the estimated selling price per unit if the markup is 20% above cost? Sir, paano mo kinumpute yan? So, yung cost per EUP, basically, yung unit cost. Tama? So, inad ko lang. Materials, 561.9 yung cost per EUP. Conversion cost, add mo yung dalawa, 627.16. Yung sum nila, lagyan mo ng 20% markup or times sa 1.2. So, 561.9 plus 627.16, multiply mo sa 1.2 because 20% markup. Ibig sabihin, ang estimated selling price is 1426.87. Letter D for number 41. Okay? So, ayan siya. Sige. For number 42, this is about joint and byproduct costing. Okay? XYZ Corp makes 3 products. X and Y are considered main products. And Z is a byproduct. Total joint cost is 138,300. So ito yung total joint cost natin. And then, it is a company's policy to allocate the joint cost using the estimated NRV, and the byproduct is considered insignificant. Tama ba, class? Kapag insignificant yung byproduct, recognize siya at point of sale. Okay? And we know, kapag insignificant, hindi siya makaka-affect sa joint cost. Wala tayong ima-minus sa joint cost. The following data were given. So, simply, kailangan natin computein yung NRV ni X and Y. Pwede mo na i-disregard si Z kasi ang tanong lang naman, how much to yung joint cost allocated to X. So, gagawin ko dyan, class, si X, 220,000 kilograms, multiply mo sa selling price na 3. Siyempre, don't forget i-deduct yung separable cost because NRV tinatanong sa atin, 500,000. And then, si Y naman, 180,000 times 1.5 na selling price minus separable cost na 95,000, NRV niya is 175. Total NRV, 675,000, allocate natin. 138,300 times 500 over 675, allocated to X is 102,444. Kay Y naman, 138,300 times 175 over 675, 35,856. So, sagot natin, si X ang tinatanong, letter D, 102,444. Okay? So, that's for number 42. Okay, 43 to 46, medyo comprehensive na corporate liquidation. Ito yung solution natin. Okay, so tingin kayo dito. Ito yung solution natin lahat. Okay? So, tingnan natin. So, meron tayong assets and liabilities. Okay? So, tingnan natin, class. Doon mo tayo sa additional information. Only 60% of the accounts receivable is collectible. Compute mo natin yung NRV. Tingin ka doon sa assets. Nakita mo doon sa assets, may cash na 100,000. Siyempre, yun yung NRV ng cash, 100. Sa AR naman, 600,000 yung nakalagay. Pero based on sa additional information A, only 60% is collectible. 600,000 times 60%, NRV ng AR natin, 360,000. Okay, let's go to additional information B. The entire inventory is expected to be sold half of the price. How much yung inventory dito? 1,560,000. I-multiply mo by 50%, half daw eh. So, 780,000. Inventory, NRV niyan, 780,000. The equipment is, the land and building is expected to be sold at a lump sum price of 2.3 million. Pinagsama ko na, land and building, 2.3 million. And then the equipment is expected to be sold at carrying amount after refurbishment cost of 70. How much ba yung carrying amount? 400. Refurbishment, ibig sabihin, gagastusin natin yan. Bawas yun sa NRV. 400 minus 70, 330,000. Kaya pag inad mo lahat yung class, ang total NRV natin ay 3,870,000. Okay? Sige. And then, tingin ka naman doon sa liabilities. Nakalagay dyan, certain accounts payable are measured gross at of 23,000 cash discount, which CPA intends to take as supplier repayment of 420,000. Ibig sabihin, class, yung given sa atin na accounts payable na 1.6 million. Nakita niyo yung 1.6 million? I-minus mo yung 23,000, i-minus mo yung 420,000, makukuha mo dyan, yung accounts payable, yung settlement amount niya, 1,157,000 lang talaga. Ngayon, walang minention sa accounts payable kung secured siya. Ibig sabihin, without priority. Okay, income tax payable. Well, pag income tax payable, alam natin na with priority yan, pero tingin ka dun sa additional information F. The taxing authority gave a 6-month tax amnesty to settle the liability for 780. 780 na lang. Okay, hindi na important sa atin yung 900. With priority yan. Next sa ating class ay yung notes payable, nakalagay 1 million. Nakita niyo yan? Tapos tingin ka dun sa letter G, interest of 80,000 para sa notes payable. So 1,080,000 yung notes payable natin. And then, ang secured siya by equipment. How much yung NRV ng equipment? 330,000. Tama ba, class? 1,080,000. Secured lang ng 330. Ibig sabihin, partially secured yung notes payable. Difference sila, 1,080,000 minus 330. Yung unsecured portion of partially secured is 750,000. Next natin, loans payable. Nakalagay, 1.2 million. Tingin ka sa letter G, 70,000 daw yung interest niyan. So, 1.2 million plus 70, 1,270,000. Secured siya by land and building. Alam natin yung land and building, ang NRV niya is 2.3 million. Therefore, yung loans payable natin is fully secured. Okay? And then, tingin ka doon class sa letter H. Liquidation costs of 120,000 are expected. So, that is with priority. SSS PhilHealth Pag-ibig, that's also with priority. Balik tayo dito. Meron tayong NRV 3,870. Bayaran natin yung fully secured na loans payable, 1,270. Bayaran natin yung partially secured na notes payable, 330,000. Yung with priority, pag samasamahin natin yung income tax payable na 780,000, liquidation cost na 120, and yung SSS PhilHealth Pag-ibig na 160, ang makukuha mo dyan, class, ang total with priority natin is 1,060,000. Okay? And then, makukuha natin yung net free assets na 1 to 10,000. Actually, yan yung tanong sa atin sa number 43. How much are the net free assets? Letter A, 1,210,000. How much total amount can the issuer of the note payable expect to receive? Yung note payable is partially secured. So, compute natin na recovery percentage. Net free assets, 1 to 10. Yung denominator natin, yung total unsecured. Ano yung mga unsecured sa atin? Accounts payable, unsecured yan. 1,157. Don't forget yung unsecured portion na partially secured. No, compute natin yan para sa notes payable, 750. Ang makukuha mo klase ito na recovery percentage is 63.45%. Ang tinatanong sa atin, how much daw yung marireceive na notes payable? Well, partially secured yan. So, bayaran natin yung secured portion na 330 and then yung unsecured portion na 750,000, 63.45% nun yung marireceive, marirecover niya. Pag minultiply mo yan, add mo sa 330, makukuha mo is 805,875. Letter C tayo for number 44. 45, Mr. X, an unsecured creditor without priority, has a claim of 80,000. How much can Mr. X expect to recover? Simply, 80,000 times recovery percentage of 63.45%, 50,760. Letter D tayo for number 45. How much is the estimated deficiency? Ang shortcut dyan, net free assets. Meron tayo 1 to 10. Tama? Ngayon, bayaran mo yung unsecured portion. Ano sir yung unsecured portion? Basically, yung denominator natin. 1,157 plus 750, 1,907 yun. So, meron ka pang asset na 1 to 10, ang kailangan pang bayaran ay 1,907. Therefore, yung difference nila, deficiency tawag mo dyan. 697,000, letter B for number 46. Okay? 47, the total unsecured liabilities without priority can be computed as. Basically, ang tanong sa atin dyan, well, theory siya, no? Pero kung i-relate natin sa previous problem, ang tinatanong, how much daw yung, paano mo daw compute yung denominator ng recovery percentage? The total unsecured liabilities without priority, sagot ko dyan is letter A. Unsecured creditors without priority, yung kanina, yung parang accounts payable natin, plus deficiency of assets or yung unsecured portion of partially secured. Letter A tayo for number 47. Okay, number 48, which of the following interest component calculation is least susceptible to manipulation? Well, pinakamaganda dyan is weighted average para magamit natin yung number of months as our weights. Okay? Yan yung least susceptible. 49 to 52, okay, this is about liquidation, partnership liquidation. Asan yan? 49, dito. Focus kayo dito, class. Sige, so we have assets. So December 31, the balance sheet of XYZ partnership follows. So meron cash, AR, etc. And then meron tayong mga capital balances. Si X, ang capital balance niya is, nakita mo 35,000, pero meron loan to X na nasa asset side. I-minus mo yun. 35 minus 15, 20,000. Y capital, 25,000. And Z capital, 15,000, pero meron loan from Z. So 15 plus 12,500, 27,500. Add mo lahat yan. 20 plus 25 plus 27,500. Tinanong kasi dyan sa number 49. The total capital of the partnership, 72,500. Okay? Letter A tayo for number 49. Sige. Nakalagay, net of loans to and from. So, letter A, sagot mo agad. And then, number 50, how much daw yung marireceive ni Y? So, tingnan natin, basahin muna natin class yung second paragraph. The percentages shown are for the residual P&L ratio. 20% for X, 20% for Y, 60% for Z. The partners liquidated the partnership on January 1. Okay? Receivables of 7,500 were collected. So, shortcutting ko na. Kukumputin ko lahat ng proceeds natin. Tama ba, class? Receivables, 7,500. Inventory, 10,000. So, ang total proceeds natin ay 17,500. Compare natin yan sa total book value. Tingin ka dun sa asset side, nakita mo yung AR na 15,000, plus inventory na 35, plus plant assets or PPE na 30. Pag inad mo yan, 15 plus 35 plus 30, 80,000 yan. So, makakompute mo na dyan, nandyan yung actual loss, nandyan na rin yung maximum possible loss. Isang computation na lang. Take note dun sa third bullet, may liquidation expenses na 5,000. Siyempre, makakadagdag din sa loss natin yan. So, pag inad mo yan, 17,500 minus 80 minus 5, shortcut natin, 67,500. Okay? Allocate natin yan dun sa 3 partners using the P&L ratio. 20% for X, 13,500. 20% for Y, 13,500. 60% for Z, 40,500. Compute mo adjusted balances sila. Si X may 6,500, si Y may 11,500, si Z naman may 13,000. Okay? And then, ano nangyari dyan? How much cash would Y receive from the cash that is available for distribution? So, ang sagot mo ay 5,000. Okay, siya lang kasi yung, tama ba, nag-negative si Z. Nag-negative siya. P&L ratio 2020. So, allocate mo, 6565, 0 sa X, si Y naman 5,000. Letter D tayo for number 50. Okay, letter D, 5,000. 51, ending capital balance of Y on January 31. So, ito, ingat ka dito. Kasi take note, ang nakaka-apekto sa capital balances of the partners ay yung actual loss. One yan. Hindi yung maximum possible loss. Hindi. Yung maximum possible loss, ginagamit lang natin siya to determine yung safe payments to the partners. Pero ang makaka-apekto talaga sa capital balances of the partners, yung actual loss. Or paano ginawa mo dyan? Nag-T account to kay Y. Tama ba yung beginning balance ni Y? 25,000. Walang problema dyan. Ngayon, nag-distribute tayo ng 5,000 kay Y. Siyempre, bawas yun. Okay, so ito siya. Sir, paano mo na-compute yung 6,500 na yan? Yan yung actual loss. So, kinumpute ko siya. Ito yung actual loss natin. Balik ka dun sa bullet number 1. Receivables of 7,500 were collected. The rest daw uncollectible. Tama ba, class? 7,500 yung nakolekta, yung AR ay 15,000, may actual loss ko na 7,500. Okay? Bullet number 2, all inventory was sold for 10,000. 10,000 yung inventory, 35,000 yung book value. Ibig sabihin, 25,000. Actual loss din yun. So, 7,500 plus 25,000 or 32,500. Yan yung actual loss. Okay? Ano ba yung P&L ratio ni Y? 20%. 32,500 times 20%, dun ko nakuha yung 6,500. Beginning balance, minus yung shares actual loss, minus yung distribute kay Y na 5,000, ending balance 13,500. Letter, for number 51, letter B tayo, 13,500. Okay? And number 52, if all the partners are solvent, how much cash would X receive from the cash that is available? So, kapag solvent, balik tayo dito, syempre, allocate natin yung loss. No? Walang problema yan. So, tingin ka dito. Okay? Ngayon, kung solvent lahat, ibig sabihin, kahit negative si Z, pwede siya mag-additional investment. Hindi siya kailangan i-absorb ni X and Y. Okay? Therefore, kapag solvent lahat, how much daw yung marireceive ni X? Marireceive niya 6,500. Hindi niya kailangan mag-absorb. Okay? That's why letter B tayo for number 52. Okay? So, for number 49, that is A. Okay, number 50, that is D. Number 51 is boy. And number 52 is also B. Okay? So, number 53, if the partnership assumes a liability, the journal entry upon formation. So, kapag nag-assume na liability yung partnership, debit capital, credit liability. Okay? So, letter B tayo. Debit capital account of that partner. B or boy for number 53. Alright, number 54, statement 1. All partners will receive a distribution of cash upon liquidation of a partnership. Mali yan, hindi lahat. Lahat lang ng positive. Okay? Kaya kanina, pag may negative or zero, parang sinagot natin kanina, okay, walang distribution sa kanila. Lahat lang ng positive. Statement 2, the gain or loss on realization of non-cash assets is distributed to all partners. Tama naman, using their P&L ratio. In installment liquidation, all outside creditors must be paid first before distribution to partners are made. Mali yan. Bakit, sir? Kapag installment liquidation, may concept tayo ng maximum possible loss. Okay? O yung MPL natin. So, ibig sabihin, ina-assume na natin, kino-compute natin safely how much yung cash na mababayad to partners even if hindi pa tapos yung liquidation or even if hindi pa bayad lahat ng creditors. False, true, false. Letter A tayo. Only statement 1 is correct for number 54. Okay, number 55. So, this is about corporate liquidation. Ito yung may mga assets and liabilities. Okay, so medyo kakaiba lang yung tanong sa atin. Kasi ang tanong is, how much is the assets not realized? Pag sinabing not realized, basically yung ending balance, tama, ng asset natin. Yung hindi pa nabebenta. So, tingnan natin, class. Liabilities to be liquidated, lagay ko yan sa T account natin, 285,000. Lahat mo ng liabilities and, sama natin pala yung iba. Supplementary charges, 169,100, syempre negative yan, okay, expenses yan. Liabilities not liquidated, yan yung hindi natin, yan yung ending balance, hindi pa natin binabayaran. Supplementary credits, syempre income yan, 192,500 positive. Assets acquired, lagay mo yan sa asset debit side, additional assets yan. Liabilities liquidated, mamaya yan. Assets to be realized, lagay mo sa beginning, 107,500. Assets realized or kung magkano yung nagkano natin siya na benta. Liabilities assumed, 83,000. Doon mo tayo sa liabilities. Beginning na 285 plus assumed, minus 210 na ending. Tama ba, class, yung 158? Ito yung liabilities, book value na liabilities na binayaran natin. Okay? Pero nakalagay dyan, tingin ka dun sa fourth to the last item, 158,000. Pareho sila ng 158. Ang book value ng liabilities na binayaran natin, 158. How much natin binayaran yan? 158 din. Ibig sabihin, zero ang gain or loss mo para sa liabilities. Okay? Nilagay ko siya dito. Sa liabilities, zero yan. Okay? And then, tingin ka sa baba. The net income for the period is 87.4. So, ibig sabihin, class, kung meron kang credits, kung meron kang charges, zero yung gain or loss mo sa liability, ano yung gain or loss mo sa assets mo para yung net income mo ay 87.4. Solve for X ka, dapat meron kang gain sa assets mo na 64,000. Okay? So ngayon, ang ginawa ko, class, 64,000 yung gain. Tama? And then, nakalagay, tingin ka dun sa second to the last item, assets realized na 175,000. Tama ba yung assets realized? Iyan yung proceeds natin eh. So, ibig sabihin, kung may gain ka na 64 at may proceeds ka na 175, yung difference nila, yun yung book value ng asset na binenta natin. Okay? Yun yung ilalagay mo sa credit side. Yan. So, medyo nag-work back tayo dito. Beginning, plus assets acquired, minus yung binenta natin, ending balance mo dito, class, or yung assets not realized is 132,500. Letter C for number 55. Okay, let's continue your discussion. Number 56 to 58, home office and branch. So, ito yung solution natin. Okay, so the following information were taken from the books of the home office and its branch, December 31, before adjusting entries. So, yung mga given tayo, dun ka muna sa shipments from home office, 180,000. And then, sa baba, merong shipments to branch, 150. The difference nila is 30,000. 30,000 divide mo sa cost na 150,000. Ibig sabihin, class, yung markup natin is 20% above cost. Ngayon, may given din na AOI na balance, 31,500. So, lagay mo siya sa goods available for sale, 31,500. Minus 30,000, makukuha mo dyan is 1,500 sa beginning inventory. Ngayon, yung 1,500, pag dinivide mo siya sa 20%, which is based on cost, makukuha mo is 7,500. Okay? 7,500 plus 1,500 at build price, 9,000 yan. So, add natin, 7,500 plus 150, 157,500. 9,000 plus 180, 189. 1,500 plus 30,000, you have 31,500. Okay, there are no shipments in transit. The ending inventories are, so sa branch nakalagay 40,000, so ending inventory, and then 40% from outsiders. 40,000 times 40%, 16. Difference nila 40 minus 16, home office. Ending inventory coming from the home office is 24,000. Okay? Now, yung ending inventory na yan, na coming from home office na 24, lagay mo dito sa magic table natin. Divide mo by 1.2, makukuha mo yung cost na 20. Difference nila na 4,000. Cost of goods sold, 157,500 minus 20, 137,500. At build price, 189 minus 24, 165,000. And AOI natin, 31,500 minus 4,000, you have 27,500. Okay? And then, may given sa atin na beginning inventory dun sa second item na 19,000. Based dun sa table, alam natin, class, na 9,000 na galing sa home office. Therefore, 19 minus 9, you have 10,000. Compute natin yung cost of goods sold from outsiders. Beginning inventory na 10,000. Okay? Plus purchases, given siya, 20. Minus ending inventory na 16,000. Cost of goods sold from outsiders, 14,000. Okay? Now, punta tayo sa number 56. How much is the overstatement of the branch's cost of goods sold? So, ibig sabihin, AOI in the cost of goods sold. Tingin ka na sa table, 27,500. Letter D, sagot natin for number 56. Number 57, compute the combined net income. So, compute natin both sa home office and sa branch. Dito muna tayo sa home office. Meron siyang sales na 400,000 given sa problem. Compute natin yung cost of goods sold di home office. Beginning inventory, 40,000. Purchases, 210,000. Lahat yan ay given sa problem. Huwag mo kalimutan i-minus yung shipments to branch na 150,000. And minus ending inventory, tingin ka sa baba, second to the last item, 50,000. Cost of goods sold ni home office ay 50,000. Don't forget na i-deduct yung operating expenses ni home office na 210. Therefore, yung net income ni home office is 140,000. Let's do the same thing for the branch. Si branch meron siyang sales sa 300,000. Dalawa yung cost of goods sold niya. Siyempre, combine yung tinatanong, cost of goods sold at cost na 137,500 and yung cost of goods sold sa outsiders na 14,000. Don't forget to deduct yung 80,000. Therefore, yung net income ni branch, 68,500. Add natin yung dalawa na yan. 140,000. Yes, tama. 140,000 plus 68,500. Yung combined net income is 208,500. Letter D tayo for number 57. Number 58, how much is the total ending inventory to be reported in the combined financial statements? Siyempre, at cost lahat yan. So, si home office, meron siyang 50,000 na ending inventory. Si branch, dalawa yung sources niya. Meron siyang 20,000 coming from the home office, pero it should be at cost. And from outsiders na 16,000, add mo lahat yan, 86,000 yung Ending inventory to be reported in the combined financial statements. Letter C tayo for number 58. Okay? 59 and 60, this is partnership operations, so allocation ng income. So, dito tayo mag-concentrate. Tingnan natin. ABC formed partnership on January 1 and had the following initial investment. The partnership agreement states that profits and losses are to be shared equally after consideration is made for the following. Doon tayo sa salaries made to partners, 300,000 for A, 240,000 for B, and then 180,000 for C. Total niyang class is 720,000. Average capital balances shall be allowed 10% interest. Compute natin class yung average capital balances or weighted average for A, B, and C. Si A, meron siya 500,000 initial investment times 12 over 12, that's 500,000. And then, tingin ka dun sa third bullet. A invested additional 300,000. 300,000 times 6 over 12, 150. So that's 650,000. Times 10%, yung interest ni A, 650,000 times 10%, 65,000. Si B naman, actually, meron lang siyang initial investment. Wala na siyang additional. 750,000 times 12 over 12, 750,000 times 10%, 75,000. Si C, meron siyang 1,125,000 times 12 over 12, 1,125. Tingin ka dun sa fourth bullet, C withdrew 350,000 on September 30. October, November, December, 3 months yun. Pero negative kasi nag-withdraw. Times 3 over 12, 87,500. So yung weighted average capital ni C, 1,037,500 times 10%, 1,03750. Ang tanong class dun sa number 59, what is the total interest? 243,750. So sagot mo dyan, letter A tayo for number 59. Number 60, what is the partnership net profit on December 31 before salaries and interests? Pero nakalagay dun sa last bullet, share on the remaining profit, 25,000 each partner. So lagay ka dyan, 25, 25, 25, total of 75,000. Add natin yan, lahat ng income allocated to A is 390, for B, 340, for C, 308,750, or B, sabihin class, ang total net income of the partnership is 1,038,750. Letter B tayo for number 60. Okay, number 61 and 62, partnership admission. Okay, admission tayo. So, solution natin is this one. Okay, 61 and 62. Sige, summary balance sheet for ABC partnership follows. A, B, and C, P&L ratio nila 5:3:2. May capital balances na given. So, si A, meron siyang 810,000. Si B naman, meron siyang 729,000. Si C naman, meron siyang 486,000. Adjust muna natin yan. Let's go to the second paragraph. The partners agree to admit D for 1/5 interest. Tama ba class? Yung 1/5, 1 over 5 is 20%. Tama? The fair value of the land is appraised at 900. Tingin ka dun sa given na land sa table sa atin, 800 lang yung nakalagay. Ibig sabihin, dapat i-revalue natin sa, tataasan natin yung value niya plus 100,000. And then, the market value of inventory is 250. Tingin ka dun sa balance sheet, 200 lang yung nakalagay. So, plus 50 yan. 50 plus 100, 150,000. Positive yan. Allocate natin to the 3 partners. Ang P&L ratio nila ay 5:3:2. Okay? So, 5:3:2. 150,000 times 50%, 75,000 for A. 150,000 times 30%, 45,000 for B. 150,000 times 20%, 30,000 for C. So, adjusted capital balances sila, 885,000 for A, 774 for B, 516 for C. Or pag tinutal mo lahat yung class, ang makukuha mo is 2,175,000. Okay? Ngayon, punta tayo dun sa 61. How much cash will D have to invest into the partnership to acquire 1/5 or 20%? So, ibig sabihin class, yung 2,175,000 na yan, yan yung 80%. Kasi 20% yung na-acquire ni D. So, i-gross up ko muna. Di-divide ko sa sabay 80% para makuha ko yung 100%. Multiply ko by 20%. Ibig sabihin class, ang kailangan ni-invest ni D is 543,750. Letter D tayo for number 61. Number 62. Suppose D instead paid 40,000 directly to the old partners for 20% each of the respective capital. Tama ba class? Meron tayong purchase of interest for number 62. May dalawang questions. 1/5 pa rin, so 20% ang binili. How much will be C's capital after this admission? Tama ba class? Ang capital ni C ay 516,000. Okay, ito. 516,000. Eh, binili ni D yung 20%. So, ang matitira sa kanya, 80% na lang. Ganyan lang kasimple. So, sagot mo dyan, 412,800 dun sa first question. Ngayon, may second question. How much cash will B receive in exchange for her sold interest? How much daw yung marireceive ni B? Ganito ginawa ko dyan, class. Tama ba, ang total capital ay 2,175,000 eh. Ina-compute natin kanina. Tama? Ngayon, ang binibili ni D ay 20%. So basically, ang binibili niya is 435,000. Okay? Pero ang binayad niya ay 450. Binibili niya 435, binayad niya 450. So, merong bonus, quote-unquote bonus, to A, B, and C, okay? Na 15,000. Ngayon, P&L ratio nila, 50% for A, 75, 30% for B, or 15,000 times 30% for 5, 15,000 times 20%, 3,000 for C. Ang tanong dyan, class, how much cash daw yung marireceive ni B? Tama ba, marireceive ni B? Currently, meron siyang 774,000 na capital. Ang binibili sa kanya ay 20%. Pero sobra-sobra kasi yung bayad ni D. Okay, how much yung sobrang bayad para kay B? 4,500. So, ginawa ko dyan, capital ni B na 774,000, multiply by 20%, yung binibili ni D, plus yung excess na 4,500, therefore, ang total na marireceive ni B na cash ay 159,300. So, sagot natin, 412,800 and 159,300, letter A tayo for number 62. Number 63, this is still about, okay, partnership retirement, okay, or dissolution. ABC were partners with capital balances 560,000, 672, and 496. So, nilagay ko lang siya dyan. Okay? And P&L ratio nila, 3:5:2. On August 1, A retires from the partnership. On the date of the retirement, the partnership net loss. So, may net loss na 384,000. Negative yun. From January 1 is 384,000. And the partners agreed to revalue inventories to 296 from 272. Tama ba, class? 272 naging 296, tumaas siya. How much yung difference? 24,000. So, ibig sabihin, yung net amount yan, para isang allocation na lang, negative 384 plus 24, negative 360. Allocate ko to the three partners yung 360,000, 30% for A, 108, 50% for B, 180,000, and 20% for C, 72,000. So yung adjusted capital balances, si A, 452, si B, 492, si C naman, 424. Take note, ang nag-retire si A, ang binayad sa kanya ay 454,800. 452,000 yung capital niya, ang binayad is 454,800, which is mas malaki. Therefore, 28 ay bonus to A. Ibawas natin yan dun sa remaining partners. 28 times 5 over 7, sir, bakit 7? 5:2 na lang yung remaining. 2,000 yun. 28 times 2 over 7, 800 yun. So, capital balance ni B ay 490, si C naman ay 423,200. Yung difference yan, 490 minus 423,200 is 66,800. Among the choices, ang consistent lang ay D. B's capital is 66,800 more than C's capital. Okay, letter D tayo for number 63. Still partnership, liquidation pa rin, 64 and 65. Okay, so solution natin ay this one. Sige, ABCD had decided to liquidate their partnership. So may mga capital balances tayo. Si A, nakita mo 361,000, pero tingin ka dun sa asset side, merong advances to A na 31. 361 minus 31, 330. Si B naman, 341, and then take note, may payable to B, nasa liability. So add naman natin yan. 341 plus 46, 387. Si C naman, 345, and then may receivable from C. Nakita mo yun sa asset side, i-minus mo yun. 345 minus 55, 290. D capital, negative 228,000. So take note, deficit C, partner D. Okay, partners share the profits and losses equally. During 2025, receivables of 300 were collected. So nag-shortcut ako dito, class. Kinumpute ko muna lahat ng proceeds, kinumpara ko dun sa total na book value para mas efficient yung solution natin. So ito yung proceeds. Basahin ulit natin. Trade receivables of 300,000 were collected, plus yan. Inventories, binenta daw for 355. Gumastos tayo na equipment was first refurbished for a cost of 8,000. Siyempre, tayo gumastos nun. So, minus yun. And then, binenta natin for 740. So, plus yun. Ibig sabihin, class, yung total proceeds natin is 1,387,000. Okay? Ngayon, tingin ka dun sa asset side. Meron tayong receivables, may inventory, and may equipment. Add natin yan. Receivables, 542. Inventory, 342, equipment is 738, yung book value, class, is 1,822,000. Okay? Ang proceeds mo, 1,387, minus sa book value, 1,622, difference is 235,000. Loss yan, kasi mas mababa yung proceeds mo kaysa sa book value. Okay? Pero hindi pa tapos. Nakalagay dyan, creditors of trade payable amounting to 7,000 forgave the amount. Tama ba, class, kapag forgiven yung utang, it's a form of gain. Okay? So, gain yan. Nilagay ko, plus 7,000. And then, may interest na 1,000, interest expense yan, so minus yan. Pinag-isa ko na. So, may loss ka na 235, may gain ka na 7,000, may expense ka na 1,000. Ang net amount yan ay negative 229,000. Allocate natin to the four partners, equal daw sila, 57,250 for each partner. Makukompute natin, class, yung adjusted capital balances sila. Take note, negative yan, so tumaas yung negative ni D. Naging 285,250 siya. Okay? So, ang assumption natin is insolvent, absorb siya ng tatlong partners, 285, 250, divide mo by 3, absorb siya ng A, B, and C, 95,083 each, ending capital balance of A, 177,667, si B, 234,667, si C naman, 137,667. Ang tanong sa atin, 64, assume that all partners are insolvent, how much cash will A receive? 177,667. Letter A tayo for number 64. 65, assume that all partners are solvent. How much cash will C receive? Ngayon, pag solvent naman, ibig sabihin class, hindi kailangan i-absorb ng other partners. Okay? So it means, yung negative, yung deficit ni D, hindi siya i-absorb ng mga partners. Therefore, ang tanong sa atin si C, ang marireceive ni C, yung balance niya, 232,750. Letter B for number 65. Okay, 66. Malapit na. So, ano na lang, 5 items na lang. In a job order costing system, ang tama dito class ay yung letter B or boy. Overhead is typically assigned to jobs on the basis of some cost driver, kaya meron tayong OH applied under job costing. Okay? Job order costing. Number 67, in a normal costing system, a debit to WIP would not be made. Yung applied overhead, raw materials used, labor, lahat yan, dinedebit natin sa WIP. Yung actual overhead, hindi. Sa OH control natin dinedebit yan. So letter A, hindi yan sa WIP. Okay, last one. Process costing, ito class yung solution natin. Actually, nilagay ko dito yung units to account for para magkasya. Tingnan natin. Pinnacle Corporation uses process costing in its operations and adopts the weighted average in costing its products. The finishing department is the second and last stage. So, pinag-uusapan natin ay yung finishing department or nasa second department tayo. Materials are added following inspection. So, pag in-inspect, saka pa na maglalagay ng additional materials, which occurs at the end of the process. Ang inspection point ay 100%. Normal spoilage is expected to be 2% of good output. Ibig sabihin, 2% ng finished goods, okay? Or lahat ng pumasa sa inspection point. The following data are available in relation to the finishing department. Doon tayo sa units to account for. Laging yung start natin. Meron tayong units at may pesos. Siyempre, doon tayo sa units. WIP beginning, 10,000. Inilagay ko dyan. And then, tingin ka dun sa next item, received from the preceding department or yan yung transferred in, okay, 40,000. 10,000 plus 40,000, 50,000 yung kailangan natin i-account. Okay, alamin natin kung saan pupunta yan. Punta ka dito sa units accounted for. Alright, so nakita mo ba dyan class yung finished goods na 38,000, completed and transferred to finished goods, 38,000 yun. And nakalagay dyan yung normal spoilage, tingin ka ulit dun sa fourth sentence, sa first paragraph, normal spoilage is expected to be 2% of good output. Ano ba yung good output natin? Yung finished goods. Okay, yun yung good output natin. Times 2%, 760 yung normal spoilage natin. Nakuha niyan? Pero nakalagay dyan, yung total na lost units ay 1,000. Tama ba? Kung total mo ay 1,000, 760 yung normal spoilage, yung difference na 240, abnormal spoilage yun. Okay? Yung WIP end, given na rin sa problem, nakalagay dyan, sa middle portion, makikita mo 11,000. So, pag in-add mo yan, finished goods na 38,000, normal spoilage na 760, abnormal spoilage 240, WIP end na 11, total niyan ay 50,000, which is equal dun sa units to account for natin. Okay? And take note, nasa second department na tayo. Huwag mo kalimutan na maglagay ng column for trans-in. Trans-in, laging 100% lahat yan. So, 100%, ibig sabihin, ang EUP natin sa trans-in is also 50,000. Doon naman tayo sa materials. Sa finished goods, 100%. Kasi lahat yan nalagyan. Pero take note class, yung spoiled units natin, walang materials yan. Kasi sabi sa problem, naglalagay ka ng materials after inspection. Siyempre, pag nag-inspect ka na, nakita mo spoiled units, huwag ka na maglagay ng materials doon. Yung WIP end, hindi rin kasi 50% complete lang yan, 100% tayo naglalagay ng materials. Kaya class, ang EUP lang ng materials ay yung finished goods, 38,000. Kasi 0% for spoiled units and WIP end. So conversion cost naman, for finished goods, 100%. Normal and abnormal spoilage, 100% yan. Kasi ang inspection point natin is 100%. WIP end natin ay 50%. Therefore, ang EUP natin class for conversion cost, 38,000 plus 760 plus 240 plus 55, 44,500. Okay? So that's our EUP for conversion cost. Next natin is, complete natin yung cost per EUP. Take note, tatlo yung costs natin. Transferred in, materials, and conversion cost. Weighted average yung method dito nung ni Pinnacle Corporation. So, dumo tayo sa transferred in. Ito class yung computation ko ng cost per EUP niyan. Yung tingin ka dun sa cost, sa pesos na column. Okay? Nakita mo yung costs from preceding department, 38,000. Yan yung sa WIP beginning natin, 38,000 plus 760 plus 240 plus 55, 44,500. Okay? So, that's our EUP for conversion cost. Next natin is, complete natin yung cost per EUP. Take note, tatlo yung costs natin. Transferred in, materials, and conversion cost. Weighted average yung method dito nung ni Pinnacle Corporation. So, dumo tayo sa transferred in. Ito class yung computation ko ng cost per EUP niyan. Yung tingin ka dun sa pesos na column. Okay? Nakita mo yung costs from preceding department, 38,000. Yan yung sa WIP beginning natin, 38,000 plus 760 plus 240 plus 55, Tingin ka dun sa received from preceding department, 140,000. Iyan yung transferred out costs galing sa first department. Iyan yung transferred in costs natin sa second department. 38 plus 140, divide mo sa EUP na 50,000, yung EUP for trans-in natin is 3.56. Sa materials naman tayo, yung beginning cost sa WIP beginning natin materials, 21.2. Add mo yan sa materials this period, sa baba, second to the last item, 70,000. I-divide mo yan sa EUP na materials, 38. Makukuha mo class cost per EUP, 2.4. Doon mo tayo sa conversion cost. WIP beginning muna tayo, 81.3. And then, dun sa pinaka-last na item, labor and overhead, or yung conversion cost, 292,500. Divide mo sa EUP na 44.5. Cost per EUP natin is 8.4. Add mo nga lahat yan, 3.56 plus 2.4 plus 8.4. Ang total cost per EUP o unit cost natin is 4.36. Okay, masagutan natin yung mga problems. Number 68, compute the total cost of completed units transferred to finished goods. EUP times cost per EUP. Ganun lang siya. Okay? So, doon tayo sa finished goods. Tama ba, class? Pag finished goods, siyasama mo rin dyan yung normal spoilage. Ina-absorb na yan. Doon tayo sa finished goods. So, 38,000. Ito yung solution ko dyan. Okay? 38,000 na finished goods. Minumultiply ko yan sa 14.36. Sinama-sama ko na lahat ng cost per EUP. Total cost per EUP natin is 4.36. Nakuha ko dito is 545,680. Don't forget na isama din yung normal spoilage. Nasaan sir yung normal spoilage natin? Dun sa trans-in, 760 times 3.56. Dun sa material, 0 yan eh. So wala yan. Sa conversion cost, meron. 760 times 8.4. Okay? So, makuha ko sa normal spoilage is 9089.6. Pagsasamahin ko yan, 545,680 plus i-absorb natin yung normal spoilage 9089.6. Ang sagot ko dito, class, 554,770. Letter C tayo for number 68. 69, how much naman yung abnormal spoilage? So, yung abnormal spoilage natin, dun sa trans-in, 240 times 3.56. And then sa materials, wala, 0 yan. So conversion cost, 240 times 8.4. Makukuha mo dyan is 2,870. Letter C tayo for number 69. And last one, class, how much daw yung WIP end? Doon mo tayo sa WIP end sa transferred in, 11,000 times 3.56. 0 tayo sa materials kasi 50% complete pa lang yung WIP end. So conversion cost naman, class, 5,500 times 8.4. Pagsamahin mo yan, 39,160 plus 46,200. Ang cost ng WIP end natin is 85,360. That's the last item for number 70. Final answer natin is letter A. Okay, so that's it for AFAR First Pre-Boards.